What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Giving it a couple minutes, letting some people in. This is the Amish space station. Anybody that catches this, I'll be honest, I'm really not even in a really good mood. Go. Little nephew coming over to hang out with me. So this is going to be a pretty quick live stream. But I think that this needs to be said because I do feel like I'm getting angry with a lot of people. And I am getting frustrated. And I really, really want to I got to get it off my chest before I really, really get upset. And I don't, I like to have a more positive mindset. And I like to really think of the, to try to find workarounds. I try not to get worked up anymore over things because it doesn't really do too much good. So I do try that. But the nitty gritty is coming down, so anybody who is hearing this, we are coming down to the wire, and it is going to be time for you to make your decision on your life and what you're going to do. I don't know if I can update that or edit that. Never mind. I'm doing something on the back end, guys. Anyway, let's get started. So the president has the virus that I've been trying to get, but it won't work. Can't really get it. I'm not really sick. So this shows that this can go any direction that they want it to go. It doesn't matter what it is. They'll say anything that they want to say to get these things across. I had no idea that these people were this powerful to where they could do this particular type of thing. I mean, it's absolutely amazing that they're able to shut things down when they want, that they can create an army, the biggest army the world has ever seen, whenever they want. The army of the infected versus the non-infected. Actually, too, before I forget, I have to type this in. There is a movie that my friend had on last night called Horrible Bosses from 2011. And Kevin Spacey is in this film. And he's not the one doing this, but it's Jennifer Aniston. And she has a button under the desk where she locks people in and sexually harasses them. And this came out in 2011. And I was like, that's the same thing that they tried to say about like Kevin Spacey and all these other directors and Harvey Weinstein, whatever his name is, and all of them, like they have buttons underneath the desks and they're this and they're that and blah blah blah. I mean, it's pretty amazing. But yeah, I just wanted to say that before I forgot about it. Just really strange. Everything, you know, because I don't watch films. So when I go back, I don't watch any mainstream films. I watch independent films because I do films. So, you know, whenever there's an independent film on and I watch it, all of a sudden I'm like, dude, this was 10 years ago and they were doing this and pushing this, you know. And it's really weird how they flip the roles, showing that women are harassing people, and you know, because that is happening. Women do sexually harass men, and it's, you know, it's a fake thing where it's all men sexually harassing women and stuff. That's all fake feminism and fake agenda pushing. But it's really really strange. It's really strange, and they show you all this right there. And it was just funny because she has a button underneath the desk that she pushes to unlock and lock the doors. And that's all I remember hearing my friends or family saying when that stuff was out in the news. It was like, you know, and there was a big thing then where it's like, oh, you don't want to talk about Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein, or rest of them. You don't want to talk about them, you know, at work and places because, you know, it riles people up and blah blah blah, all the stuff. It was amazing. And I realized then that we were in a time period, culture wise, that we weren't allowed to discuss anything, you know. I wanted to talk about the 10 Commandments. I mean, 10 Amendments. Sorry. Freedom of speech, religion, press, etc. That's all. We have those freedoms. Our right to keep and to bear arms. Quartering soldiers. Search and seizure. Speedy trial. Trial by jury. Hold on a sec. Give me a second. Um, Provision against excessive bail, cruel punishment before the trial. We get excessive, you know, all these things. There's always excessive bail, and the way the bail system is set up, it's set up to screw people over and completely, you know, make it impossible, you know, and then it's all the money you have to pay right back to, you know, well, money that you don't get back after you post bail, versus the money you would spend on the trial and stuff. All of these things are being changed and being violated, and all of you people right here in America seem to not even care. You know, as I look over and I look into government and stuff, I see people like this, Omar, where she has turbans on and all this other stuff, supposedly married her brother for citizenship and all this other crap. And she has absolutely no business because she's not a born American. If you're not a born American, you're not even supposed to be in our government. You would never ever see me going over in China or Japan and looking to work as a spokesperson for Japanese culture. I have no idea how to speak Japanese. Even if I did, I probably, you know, if I'm not born here and I'm not bred here, you know, and I'm not of the American culture, clearly she's of her own culture. That's the reason that her head is covered and she wears these turbans and these wraps, because that is the part of the culture that she's from. She's not a born American, you know what I mean? A pure American, period, under any circumstances. And they're not supposed to be serving on any of our branches of government. So this is one of the problems, one of the many problems right here, is that there's people in our government like this, even Chinese and Japanese people, that are not absolutely American and are not supposed to be. And I also wanted to go over this. This is medical martial law, which is a special kind of martial law which can be executed in an emergency situation of high alert from an infectious disease where an epidemic level grows into a pandemic on specific geographic areas. You see, epidemic, pandemic, these are two different words, and most people just have no understanding of anything, either one of these. So you're all sitting around here thinking that you all understand things. And, you know, there's a guy who said something after I left some comments on his page. He deletes them. And he said, "You think you know it all." So I said to him, "Yeah, I do think I know it all. You're right, 100%. And he's like, "No, it's all speculation. It's all this. It's all that." No, it's not. It's not speculation. No part of this is speculation. When people like me and other people say that they know something for certain and they show you enough evidence or proof of it, that is all that's necessary. It's not a debate, and it is not a, you know, it's not up for any debate whatsoever. None of it is. And people pretend like it is. Okay? It's not up for debate. So people ask me, do I know it all? I know enough of it to where I don't have to know anymore. I know everything I need to know. That brings me to my last point. I talk about a lot of YouTubers. And a lot of people might look at that as being a bad thing. But let me explain something real quick to you. Like this Enter the Stars guy. This is a guy that Richie from Boston likes. However, this guy has not discovered the name of the creator. So how can I sit here and pretend that he knows as much as me if he hasn't even discovered the name of the creator? He says the same name that everyone else says, and you all get really mad. See this? The Aramaic name Yeshu came out of the time when the Hebrew name Yahusha was changed and shortened to it. It means may his name be obliterated or blotted out. Do you all understand? So whenever you say Yahushua or you say Yeshua, you are using this term, and this is what that name means. This guy knows that term, and he doesn't even know the root of this term and what these names actually mean. The Greek name, the Latin name. This comes from Latin. You don't even know the names. So if you're pretending like you're smarter than me, you're not even close to my level, because this is very easy to understand and what this actually means. You don't understand anything. Half of you on here, like, look at this, call his name. This is not his name. And yet you idiots are still using this Yeshu name when you see what it really means. And then you're talking about people like me claiming that we know it all. We know enough. Same as this guy. This guy goes through and he shows you all these comparisons. When you look up Obama and his name being the 23, and then Michael Jordan means 23, and he wore the 23rd jersey on the 23rd day of the second month of the third year in the 2-3-2-3-3-3-3-2-2-3-2-3, and what it means and how. Who cares? Who cares? None of this information is important. And yet Richie from Boston and a lot of other people promote these guys. And who cares if you see some kind of weird code? 2 and 3 make 5, and +7 and +2 and -3, and what year this happened and what year that happened. That's all 100% conspiratorial nonsense. It doesn't matter whether you decode any of this, because when you see it the way I see it and many other truthers that are on our level, when you see it that way, You see them all as one thing. You don't see them all being separate entities. You don't have to decode this stuff because you know what they're about. I know what they're about. I knew what they were about from the beginning. So why do I need to know all these little particulars, left paragraph and left paragraph paradigm, and what this is and what that is, and comparing it to movies and movie stars and actors and actresses and all of this symbolism? Nobody cares. Every time I watch this guy's video, I gain nothing. He teaches me that all these things are connected somehow, and yet I already know that, and I destroy it all. And he also says Yehoshua and all these other stupid names that don't mean the real name. So who am I to decide who the real name is and stuff like that? Let me explain it to you guys, any idiots who come across this. This is Truth Unveiled 777, the best living researcher of our time period. I don't care what anybody says. If you all got a problem with the stuff that I say, you need to be able to debunk this. You understand? Because this Israel and Jerusalem and where these locations are only scriptural. They are not anything else other than scriptural. And he backs it up. This is a 2-hour presentation in which I've watched many times. Another hour-long revisiting of it. The temple. The last Exodus location, the proof inside of on the ground. The carriages, the horse bones, the skeletons at the bottom of the sea right here, showing you that these things are real. The real location of Assyria. All by scriptural. This has nothing to do with where you guys think it is. That's the problem with half of you guys. You don't understand anything because you haven't sat down and even researched this. You're looking at all these weird people that throw these weird things up. Here's Sodom and Gomorrah. He zooms in and shows you on Google Maps even. And all the places and mountains that are mentioned within all of these scriptures are all located right in these places. 4 rivers of Eden, the real location of Eden. The real Damascus. And yet people like Enter the Star still thinks that Egypt is the same Egypt. People like him still think that Yehoshua is still their name. No, it's not. You have already been debunked. You're just walking around like a chicken with your head cut off. All of you are. And then you're wondering, why do you think you know it all? Why do you understand that the research has been done? That I physically can't debunk this guy, that this guy has never been debunked ever? You all just don't get that. You don't understand these simple things. Let me show you something else. Here's some of the playlists so you guys understand this. Okay. All these people that are saying the mark is this and that and it's that and it's this, it's this medicine and blah, 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 and this shot and that shot. You have no idea what you're even talking about. Stuff has been going on for a long time, and for some reason you all think that it's all the same. This is what real truthers playlists actually look like. You don't see one thing. You don't see one thing at all. You're talking about a guy who studies all of the books within the scriptures, all of the scriptures, all of the symbolism and what these icons mean behind all of these Russian icons and things like that. And then you guys are talking about some Rob Skiba. You're talking about Rob Skiba. Do you think Rob Skiba can actually even hold a candle to what we're doing right here? Do you honestly think he holds a candle to real truth? Still using the same name right here? Still using all of these Christian names like this? You all just have no idea about anything. You have no idea. You say, oh, is it like this? These both are the same thing. This means earth pig, and this means may his name be destroyed. You all have no idea that you don't even know the name of the person, of the being that you pray to. And you think that you're close to winning this. You think you know anything at this point. None of you know anything. That's why I raise myself as high as I do, because I offer you all this information. This guy, Days of Noah. I respect all of these guys. They do a lot of really great work, but I will explain to you what the real problem is with these guys, because none of you seem to understand this. They don't know science. Days of Noah does not know science, and if you ask him, I'm sure he'll actually tell you that he doesn't know science. I got 130 subs right now with half of the amount of videos that he has up. And he gets put on Richie from Boston and all these big channels. And he's able to grow his fan base like this. Okay. And he's able to do that out of special circumstances. That's why I hold these guys accountable for the information that they put out. He said that scientism is one thing. Listen, let me explain this. Science versus scientism. This is Quantum Eraser, the one legend. Okay? Right here. It's right here. Right here. They put these videos up and show you all of this information, and yet they don't seem to understand any of this. You know what I'm going to do real quick? And I'm going to do it right here. It's been 22 minutes in. So I'm going to go and I'm going to do it right now live. I'm going to do it right now live. Let's see if this guy right here, let's see what he says. Right here. He's talking crap on Nathan Oakley, talking crap on all these people, fight the, MC Tune, all them. Here. I want to have a debate with you on my channel. Will you email me and accept? Because the information that you are spreading needs to be addressed. Will you accept or what? I want to hear your side, but you need to hear mine. Amish Space at Gmail. My name is Will. Comment. Because this needs to be addressed. And this is something that all of you need to understand about this stuff. People like Days of Noah, even, and him, you all have to understand what science is and what it is not. We are not the ones who called any of this stuff science. Charles Darwin called the theory of evolution science. Do you understand? Neil deGrasse Tyson, you understand, calls all of astrophysics and astronomy science. Do you all, life on Venus, do you all understand? We didn't call anything science. All these people did was call it science. And it needs to be addressed. Let me go back. I mentioned you 22 minutes in on my latest live stream. Let me update that way he can understand where I'm coming from, because this is something he needs to know, because he debates with different people like MC Tune and stuff like that. So right to hand, I officially want you on here, and I really want to really get the nitty gritty down and explain to you what the real truth is, because for some particular reason, none of you guys understand anything about what's really going on here. So lastly, I'm gonna end this because I got someone here for me. I just wanted to point this out. If you don't know what science is, you should just shut your mouth on science. This goes for everybody, because there's people like this, like Chris from Truth Unveiled, who has already debunked all this stuff, and he continues to. This is the best living research and the most documented research I have ever seen in my entire life. None of you hold a candle to this guy, and yet everybody's sitting around here thinking that things are still, what do you call it? speculative. You know, the last guy is this guy. I don't know if it'll pop up or not. Like, it just shows how stupid like some people are with their information. They don't, see, like this, calls itself the News Watchman, and yet I can't even find his channel, and he spells it out in all these like dots and periods and stuff. It's like, call yourself a name. Get your name out there. Call yourself a normal name and stop being retarded. But that's one of the things that actually shows how stupid people are. But he goes, yeah, my channel's small, blah, blah, blah. I don't care how small your channel is. Point is that you're putting out bad information, and the information needs to be addressed. Nobody, that's my channel started getting way bigger overnight when I actually put out information on the Antichrist, on the guy who's saying he's the rightful king of England. All of a sudden, all you guys have your own opinions, and all of these comments come flooding, and I get hundreds of views on that stupid video. That's why I never made another one, because I'm not here to get a whole bunch of views on stuff. I'm here to get the real information out. And if you're not interested in that, like I said, I don't care. That has nothing to do with me. However, I'm not going to talk about some Antichrist, because I'm not here for that. The plan is too big to be pointing out what is an Antichrist and what isn't. Right here. Here's the Antichrist video right here. See? It's all this nonsense. It's not even worth my time. Okay? Thank you, man. I appreciate the shout out. This is the guy I mentioned. I appreciate the shout out. Your information, because it comes at an original perspective. It's not talking about the same BS that we hear every day on repeat, reiterating stuff that true theorists know as fact. But he's, don't use this word, conspiracy theory. I know as a fact, e.g., Moonland, we know about that. I want to move on. I want to know intricate details about the relevant stuff. Mormon ads here in Dublin, December 9th. South Park creators find it strange. It's called the Book of the Mormon. Looking forward to Hitler facts. Keep it up. Yeah. Thank you for the comment, Benjamin 54321. I appreciate that. Thank you, my friend. I will keep on going for as long as possible with all proven information only. Yeah, all that Mormonism and all that stuff. All that stuff has roots back to the same stuff. So everybody has to wake up out of all of that. This scientism. Why am I saying scientism is a problem? Even though all I do is base stuff on science and the scientific method, it's because these guys are putting their theories out, calling it science when it's not. And therefore, what they are doing is a religious scientific method, not following the scientific method, the real one. You don't understand. There's two people calling things science. Pseudoscience and science is being called real science. And therefore, it's all being gathered into one thing, like what Days of Noah said. It's all being gathered into one area. And that area is called scientism. And that's different. That's wrong. So go to Quantum Eraser's channel, and he will explain to you what science versus scientism actually really is, because there is a difference. And the problem is, you guys have too big of a mouth and too big of an influence to be giving people wrong and bad information. Okay? Every single one of you. So I officially challenge this guy, Right the Hand, to a debate to come on my channel, because he needs to come on here. That way I can explain to him what reality is, because he's still stuck here in his own world. And like I said, I'm 100% confident that I can completely explain to him what the disconnect is here. Being as respectful as possible, but people need to wake up. You can't put this type of information out and expect people to take you serious. So all of these people putting out all this information, this Kwanzaa crap and all these other things, I don't follow any of that. It's all incorrect. It's all wrong. I don't care if you're connecting the white horse with this guy, and this connects to the serpent, and this is the serpent here. Who cares? Everything is evil. You don't need to know. See, that's the problem. You all don't realize that. Last guy that I want to mention real quick is a guy that I Russian vids, RV Truth. I support RV Truth. I do. I just don't support the Eric Dubé bashing because, you know, and I am going to ask RV Truth if he can please show me a few things that Eric Dubé has lied about, because I know that he can't. I think that it's a thing based on the Jesus thing. And that's exactly what I'm saying here, that you all need to realize that what the name actually is and what all of this actually is at its root. So you need to study Eric Dubé's research on that. And then you also need to study Truth Unveiled's research on that, because, you know, all of this, you know, especially his pagan origins. This is the big thing, you know. So I'm going to ask.
Where are the real scriptural?
I'm going to ask Russian Viz to show me where Eric Dubé is completely wrong, because I haven't found one thing that Eric Dubé has been wrong about at all. So, you know, like I said, and it's not hatred. I don't have a problem with Russian Vids. I really like Russian Vids, and I do want to actually have a chat with him one time on a live stream. But right here, this is Truth Unveiled, the pagan origins right here. Okay, so if you all just don't understand what Eric Dubé was saying, and you don't understand what this guy, even Truth Unveiled, was saying, here's Islam. Okay, the cross, Christmas, Buddhism, Hinduism. This is a 3-hour documentary going all the way back to show you every single detail. This is 3 hours long. You all just don't seem to get it. Okay, look at this. All of this, this is 3 hours. These are 3-hour documentaries showing you all of this type of information. And yet people are still sitting around here. Look at this. From all of their histories and what they're all about. The problem is you guys just don't watch it. You think you know. So you like stuff like this with the red eyes and the conspiratorial crap that makes no sense. We don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. One guy said something about the tribe of Judah and said that that's where Jews come from. No, it's not. And he got mad on Facebook and actually blocked me because I was explaining to him that Judah, it does not mean Jew. It's not Jew. It's not the same thing. We're talking about Hebrews. Hebrews. You don't see Jew anywhere here. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. I don't know why you're not smart enough to look this stuff up. This is a 4-hour documentation showing every single issue with everything that has to do with Islam. And yet you all still just don't get it. You don't get it yet. You don't get that one guy has done all this research and all this due diligence, and you cannot debunk him. You would literally have to do a 6-hour documentation going through everything that he says in here and proving him wrong. But you can't do it. None of you can do it. If you can, I challenge you to do it. All right, I'm in the live stream here. If anybody has any questions, I am going to be back on, and I'm going to do a Q&A for, you know, an open Q&A, and I'll do a couple more videos. So I'm in here, though. So everybody have a nice day. Seek the truth. Somebody talks about science, make sure you mention science. Somebody talks about something else, religion, make sure you learn it. All right.